Okay, today let's look at the life form or the growth form. So, ecologists generally use the Christian Ronkier's classification of life forms. Okay, this one also it is there in the practicals. No, Ronkier he gave a set of bar diagram, no, or what you call bar diagram, you call them histograms, right? And he says that the plants belonging to a particular group, group A or group B or group C, group D, they will fall more or less into the general range. Okay, so he drew, let's say, like this. So group A, these are the group A, the plants, let's say for example trifolium or ageratum. Then here group B, let's say here they are eupatorium or oxalis. Then the rest, whatever plants you find in that grassland community. So he says that group A will form, I have forgotten exactly how much, it's 66% or something. Then group B will be 23%. So he gave a histogram, that is a bar graph or a percentage, that the group A plants that we find will be this many percent. Okay, in any community, group B, we will, if they are there, this much percent, we will group them in group B. Then C, D, E, okay, and so on. So he says that there is a pattern, no, a particular percentage of how these plants will be present. Okay, okay. So most of the ecologists, no, they use this theory propounded by Mr. or the scientist Christian Ronkier. Okay. So a life form is the sum of the adaptations of the plant to climate. Okay, life form is the sum of the adaptation of the plant to climate. On the basis of the positioning of perinating buds of plants and the degree of their protection during adverse conditions. Okay. So perinating buds are those that can undergo vegetative reproduction. Okay, they will keep on persisting. So Ronkier classified plants into 5 broad life form categories, which are as follows. Okay, so this it applies to, like for example, grass. No, even if it's winter and you don't see grass anywhere, but you know that rhizome, no, that perinating bud is still under the ground. Okay, it hasn't died, it is there from before. We don't know, maybe it was there for maybe 100 to 100 years, we don't know how long. Okay, so it perinates. So it is based on the position of the perinating buds and how they are protected against adverse conditions. Okay, so he classified them into these life forms known as phanerophytes, chemiophytes, hemicryptophytes, cryptophytes, and theriophytes. Okay, so let's look at them in detail. So phanerophytes, their buds are without any covering. Okay, their buds are naked, or sometimes it is covered with scale and are situated high upon the plant. Okay, so these buds, you see, where do you see the scale? You see the scale leaves of the trees, no, your pine trees. So these will include the pine trees, like that pine cone, no, that leaf where the pollen is there, that part, that is your scale leaf. Okay, it's a modified leaf. So we find this type of life form, that is phanerophytes, in the trees, shrubs, climbers, and are common in the tropical climates. Okay, now let's look at chemiophytes. Okay, so in these plants, the bud are situated close to the ground surface and it gets protection from the fallen leaves and snow cover. Okay, so if they are protected by the fallen leaves, so you try and think, so it cannot be in India, no, in the northeast where we have evergreen forest. It has to be somewhere where there is deciduous forest. Okay, deciduous forest like in Canada or North America, no, where the leaves, no, remember that maple leaf, it turns yellow and it'll fall off. So it has to be in the colder climate if there's snow also. So they are commonly found in the high altitudes and the latitudes. Okay, higher latitude means upwards, okay, towards North America or Canada, and higher altitude means as you climb up the mountain. Okay. So the next one is hemicryptophytes. So these are mostly found in the cold temperate zone. Okay. So since it must be cold, they will need lots of protection from cold, no? So you try and think their buds will be hidden under the soil surface and it will be protected by the soil itself. So we are going higher, even more and more cold. So they'll need more protection. So the shoots generally die each year. Example are the biennials and the perennial herbs. Okay. Then the next one is cryptophytes or geophytes. Okay. Geo means geology. If you say study of geology, means you're studying the land surface, the rocks, the soil. Okay. So you try and think it will be even more inside the soil. Okay. So cryptophytes or geophytes, the buds are completely hidden in the soil as bulbs and rhizomes. Okay. So cryptophytes will include the hydrophytes, where the buds remain under the water. So remember girls, in practical, in the spotting, I showed you that hydrophyte, no? So it's just the leaf that is in the water. The rest of the bud is inside that sand, no? That sandy part of the aquarium. Okay. Then you have your halophytes. These are, you remember I showed you the tiger, the picture of the tiger, and in that coastal area, no, which is where the trees are mangrove. So that mangrove vegetation is where they grow in the salty water. Okay, so halophytes are marshy plants with rhizomes under the soil. And geophytes are terrestrial plants with underground rhizome or tubers. Okay, so let's look at the last one, that is therophytes. Okay, so therophytes, these are seasonal. Okay, just like a butterfly, no, yes, it undergoes one life cycle and it will die. So these are seasonal plants that complete their life cycle in a single favorable season. Okay, and they will remain dormant throughout the rest of the unfavorable period of year in the form of seeds. Okay, so these we find them in the dry or the hot and cold deserts. Okay, so I think you must know that there is also a cold desert. Okay, like the tundra. Okay, that is a cold desert. Desert is where nothing grows, no, cold desert. So it's not just hot deserts, but cold deserts are also present.